Turning to business news now with Patrick O'Mara, and good evening, Patrick. An American court has given the go-ahead for an $85 billion tie-up with the telecommunications giant AT&T and the media company Time Warner. And I am assuming that Donald Trump won't be happy with this, and it could spark more mega mergers in the sector.
Yes, indeed, you're dead right there. It is a setback for Donald Trump and also for regulators. They had argued that this deal would be anti-competitive because what we're seeing here is a vertical integration. So these are two companies which do not compete directly, but in this case AT&T, a cable company, Time Warner is a content company. It has the likes of Game of Thrones and CNN. And what they argued was that if this deal was allowed, it would give an unfair advantage to AT&T over rival cable operators who may use CNN or may show CNN or Game of Thrones. The judge, Richard Leon, dismissed that view. He basically said he didn't think it would harm consumers, and he actually went as far as saying that he thought that the Justice Department should not appeal this decision because their case was so weak. Now, quite an extraordinary statement to make in some ways, but what it could do is now see a set of mega mergers in this particular industry. And in particular, Rupert Murdoch is looking to sell most of his media assets in 21st Century Fox. The companies that are looking to bid for it, Comcast, another cable company, and Walt Disney, they had been awaiting this decision with some interest. Now it's got the green light, at least for the moment. I guess they're now going to try and duke it out to try and see if they can take control of those assets. But lawyers are saying they do expect the Justice Department to appeal this decision, mainly because they see the Judge Leon's decision as very anarchic, going back to the 1980s where they let the market rule. They say that the economic and legal evidence is, in fact, these type of vertical mergers mean less competition, less choice and higher prices for consumers.
Well, so it's not over yet. Well, back home, the fast food operator Restaurant Brands is taking greater control over Pizza Hut. Why is that?
Yeah, well, Restaurant Brands, as you know, it has a number of tasty options on the menu there. It's got KFC, Pizza Hut, Starbucks and Carl's Jr. It's also bringing in Taco Bell. But what this master agreement that they have now signed with Yum, which is the ultimate owner of Pizza Hut, it now gives them greater control over the day-to-day running of Pizza Hut. Now, Pizza Hut has been a disappointment for this company for a number of years. It's mainly due to intense competition from the likes of Domino's. Of course, there are now a number of choices out there on the consumer menu. And let's admit it, Sharon, I'm sure you do a lot of this at home. You make your own pizza now.
Oh, just about every night, Patrick.
And that's the sort of thing that they're coming up against. So if they actually have greater control over the companies, which they haven't had so much of, particularly of the independent franchisees, then they're hoping that they're going to be able to change the offering when the market says that they should do, or be able to compete maybe a little bit more with Domino's in particular, and try and turn around the fortunes of this company. But look, interestingly, they're not getting rid of Pizza Hut. They obviously still see it as an important option out there when people are considering what fast food options they want to have tonight or any other night.
And did that make much difference to their share price today?
The share price barely moved. I can't actually tell you what it did right at the very end there, but most investors just look past it for the present time. But in saying that, look, the overall market hit another record high. It's edging closer to that 9,000 mark. It was up 19 points or 0.2% to close at 8,977, just 27 points off that 9,000 mark. The dollar, 70.1 US, 92.5 Australian and 52.5 pence, Sharon.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Patrick.